But what a victory. The score put Indiana up 10 points over the home team, Miami, with less than 9 minutes remaining. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us tonight as we continue our coverage. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. Literally put it all out on the line there, right? In just his second year with the program, Indiana coach Curt Cignetti has one of college football's historically worst teams and takes them to the promised land.
Yes, what an historic victory it's turned out to be. Cignetti reflected on the season just this morning.
We're 16-0.
16.
National champions at Indiana University, which I know a lot of people thought was never possible. It probably is one of the greatest sports stories of all time, but it's all because of these guys and the staff. So proud of them, and it's a great night.
WHAS11 sports reporter Sarandon Raboyne has more on how Indiana and how the Hoosiers have completed one of the biggest program turnarounds in college football history.
Indiana flipped college football on its head, showing that even the program with the most losses in the history of the sport can go on to become national champions.
Described it as a sleeping giant when we got here. You know, the Indiana fans and just the culture around Indiana was just hungry for a winner. And they just needed the right coach and the right players to come in and kind of flip this thing around. You know, from a program that is known for losing and a culture that was in a bad spot when Coach Sig got here, it was all about changing the way people think.
I think that's called a paradigm shift. People can cling to an old way of thinking, categorizing teams as this or that, or conferences as this or that, or they can adjust to the new world.
I think it starts with belief, and sometimes that belief has to be a little bit irrational, especially at a place, you know, that hasn't had the success like Indiana. And I've seen the way that this place has been characterized. And when Coach Sig got here, he believed, and he got people to believe.
I think it brought us a lot of confidence in knowing that we could compete at this level. And I mean, we're 16-0, national champions, so there's nothing else to pick up with.
Who knows if we'll see another program flip the script like Indiana, but the Hoosiers' perfect season proved that nothing is impossible. Reporting in Miami, I'm Sarandon Raboyne, WHAS 11 on your side.
So Sarandon in Miami last night at 11. We had a crew there following things as the watch party was in Assembly Hall in Bloomington. We are back to Bloomington today with our Alex Dieterer, who's on the IU main campus as the celebrations continued late into night, Connie. And our crew, I think, got back to Louisville last night at about 2 or 3 in the morning. I got a text from them saying, we're back.
They were excited, though, to be back. And how's it going, Alex, up in Bloomington? What's that energy like there today?
Well, the energy is a little bit quieter than yesterday, but we are still hearing the Hoosiers chant all throughout campus. And these sample gates are a clear symbol of Indiana University here in Bloomington. And now they're also a clear symbol of a national championship. And while Bloomington campus and Kirkwood Avenue are a little bit quieter today, the celebrations are far from over. 27 points solidified the Indiana University football team's title as national champions for the first time in history.
Indiana tried and true. It doesn't get much better than this.
I mean, I'm feeling so stoked. Me and my father have been talking about this for generations to see IU. It just started out as a pipe dream, something we'd laugh about over dinner and fireplace, maybe over the holidays or something. And now it's an actuality, and I'm just so excited.
Hundreds of people filled Kirkwood Avenue in Bloomington last night to celebrate. A bent sign left in the wake.
People on the light posts and all that, I'm like, they didn't grease those? I mean, I knew it was going to be nuts when I heard that they was taking fish out the pond.
A win that many thought would never happen in their lifetime.
Andy and I met here at IU many years ago.
Joy and Andy Scott graduated IU in the 90s, and they've kept that Hoosier pride going, raising 2 IU fans and making the drive from New Albany to Bloomington to celebrate on the campus they spent 4 years at.
We have a lot of U of L and UK fans down there, And it's actually been really cool to see them come out to support us.
Yeah.
They love the story. They love Fernando Mendoza. They love Coach Signetti. And we even had, Purdue fans reaching out and saying, for this one night, we are Hoosier fans.
For IU freshman Sonny Harris,
As you can see, it's, decked out with the Heisman Mendoza sticker on it.
he has his own traditions.
I've come out and skated for good luck, landed flip tricks, just anything that the people ask me to, or I'll just go off on my own tangent. But either way, I always make sure I skate for good luck to IU. Yeah.
So maybe IU should be thanking you for a 16-0 season for skating.
Well, first we got to thank Signetti, Mendoza, and the rest of the boys. But yes, if you guys want to consider me IU's good luck charm, I'll take that.
Whether you're a lifetime fan or a first-generation Hoosier, the celebrations are just beginning for the win of a lifetime.
Just being a part of Hoosier Nation is unlike anything else, and I'm just blessed to be here. And go Hoosiers, let's go!
And while Bloomington is patiently waiting for their football team to return home, there's no doubt that those boys will be returning to a sea of cream and crimson. Live in Bloomington, Alex Dieterer, WHAS11 on your side.
Alex, thanks so much. Also announced just hours ago, the final Associated Press coaches poll of the season. And, of course, the Indiana Hoosiers taking the top spot, as they are very deservedly so.
But two other Big Ten teams also squeezing in the top 5, with Oregon at 4 and Ohio State, the Buckeyes, at 5.
Meantime, Miami finishing second and Ole Miss coming in third.
And we'll have so much more coverage of the Hoosiers, of course, their historic win. It's going to be online and on our mobile app. You can download that app for free now from your app store.
Well, the other big thing that everybody's talking about, other than the football Hoosiers, is this looming potential winter storm. We know you're talking about it. It's nonstop around town. How much is Louisville going to get?
Right. I don't know yet.
And also, we've got an impact alert day tomorrow.
Yeah, so I know all eyes, yes, are on this weekend, but I don't want to pass by tomorrow morning because it could be sneaky, slick is what I'm trying to say here, because we're going to have a light wintry mix tomorrow morning. And keep in mind, the roads are very cold. We have not broken that freezing mark around here. We haven't had a ton of sunshine today. We did this morning, not so much this afternoon. So tomorrow morning, we do have a winter weather advisory in place for the potential of some slick conditions. Not looking at accumulating snow like we typically see with a winter weather advisory, but a wintry mix in which freezing drizzle or even light freezing rain could cause some slick conditions on the road. And it's the timing of this that could create some impacts. This is in effect from 4 a.m. to 11 a.m. So yes, pretty much right over that morning commute. And I think especially for our Kentucky counties tomorrow, around the Louisville Metro down to the Parkway. So please exercise caution as you hit the roads tomorrow morning. Those bridges and overpasses do tend to freeze first. Max HG radar, we've been dry today. Dew points are extremely low. Many of us seeing dew points in the single digits to even below 0. That means obviously, we're not tracking any rain or snow. We've had a mix of sun and clouds and cold temperatures, primarily in the 20s, with feels like temperatures in the teens. Not a ton of wind today, but enough to, yes, give us a wind chill. Your hourly planner through this evening and tonight, temperatures will drop only a few degrees into the low to mid 20s before beginning to rise tomorrow morning. And of course, we will talk much more about the winter storm this weekend. That's coming up in our extended forecasts, guys.
Mallory, thank you very much. Happening right now, protests underway outside the JCPS school board meeting, which starts in about an hour from now. We're at 6 tonight. On the line, that draft proposal by the superintendent to cut hundreds of jobs and close schools.
The district is considering $142 million worth of budget cuts that could affect central office staff, classroom programs, transportation, and possibly lead to school closures. We do want to give you a reminder, this is just the initial vote on the draft budget tonight. It's not a final vote and not the final budget. We have 2 reporters covering the meeting. Isaiah Kim Martinez is live, where we've also learned about a late-breaking change by the superintendent today, Connie. That's right. So, Isaiah, what can you tell us about that?
Oh, Connie, Doug, we have it confirmed from the school district that mental health practitioners, according to the superintendent's draft budget proposal, now could potentially at least partially be on the chopping block. Now you hear the applause. I want to show you what we're looking at here. Mental health matters. That is the theme of this protest hosted by the Jefferson County Teachers Association. You see several dozen people and their signs here right now. We actually have Tracy Roberts with the megaphone right now. She is a mental health practitioner herself, works in some of these JCPS schools, and right now that is the real concern amongst these people, is potential resources that students might not be able to get. We know the superintendent, and you hear the chants now, mental health matters. The superintendent originally had talked about potentially cutting some what we call academic instructional coaches, but now that has shifted over to those mental health professionals. And now the question becomes, what will the board ultimately vote on? We know that both board chair and board vice chair, Corey Scholl and James Craig, were actually in this protest not too long ago in support of this. So that gives you a sense of this last minute twist and how they might be feeling going into this very high profile meeting here tonight. Doug, Connie.
Isaiah, thank you. Going to be a packed house inside the Van Hoos Education Center tonight. Join me tonight in our team for the WHAS11 night team with the late vote. Our Alexandra Goldberg is also at the meeting, talking with the parents, students, and she'll be getting a reaction to what happens tonight, along with our coverage of the vote tonight at 11 o'clock.
Well, a man is in jail in connection with the shooting at a bar in the Klondike neighborhood that happened earlier this month.
The shooting leaving 4 people hurt, including a 17-year-old. 32-year-old Ezekiel Dean appearing in court this morning after Louisville Metro Police arrested him last night in connection with the shooting.
Now, that shooting happened back on January 4th at Lenny's Lounge. That's on Klondike Lane. Today, Metro Police said its flock camera system was instrumental in identifying Dean as a suspect.
And in that case, we had a lot of video evidence. There were cameras inside and outside of the business. Some of the images that we were able to capture were of the vehicle that Mr. Dean was driving.
Well, Dean's bond is set at $250,000. He's due back in court January 28th.
And do you know these people? Authorities are offering a reward following a robbery that happened at a Louisville gun shop. And the surveillance photos are pretty clear here, as you can see. According to the Louisville ATF, 3 suspects are accused of breaking into the Everything Concealed Carry store. That's a gun store located on Taylorsville Road. This happened early yesterday morning. And
you're certainly getting a good look at one of those suspects. The ATF and the National Shooting Sports Foundation are offering a combined reward of $10,000 for the identification and arrest of these suspects. So if you have information, you can text ATF Lou to the number that's on your screen. That's 63975.
A big development in Shelby County to tell you about. An update on a story we've been following closely. The Collins High School head basketball coach in Shelbyville no longer works with the Shelby County School District tonight. District spokesperson Josh Rhodes said Chris Gaither, seen right here, was no longer with the district as of January 15th. According to the superintendent, several Board of Education policies were cited for Gaither's sudden firing.
But this comes after a social media post from a former student who claimed she was groomed by Gaither. A statement from Shelby County Schools says it's working on new policies to help support students and staff with an anonymous reporting system. The district also says it will now have a third-party investigation process for any sexual misconduct allegations.
And as we head to break, a reminder, of course, a big weekend winter storm will be tracking across the country Saturday into Sunday. We'll take a look at its potential track, local impacts, and just how low those temperatures will drop. That's coming up in our 7-day forecast. Here's a check of today's Kentucky Lottery jackpots. Mega Millions, $250 million. Powerball, $209 million.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.